Welcome to Linkronicity, where your journey and destiny link. I'm Stacey, Kumagai, your linkologist, and I'm here to help you link your life. Today, lovely souls, we are going to be addressing your brand new navigation of your vulnerability link. Now, you may ask, what does that mean? Your brand new vulnerability link, your navigation of that. Well, vulnerability is not the same as it was. You're probably wondering, why did that happen? How did it change? Well, it changed because you changed. So today we're going to be addressing vulnerability as a human and vulnerability as a soul and how you used to navigate it before you came into union. And we're going to be addressing this because in communications, this is really, really important. This is probably one of the most important lessons that we will have along this journey, because it actually improves our relating with other people. It improves our relationships. It improves our everyday relating, our everyday communicating, because we are coming into terms with our vulnerability of our new place in our authentic truth. So today we're going to do an exercise that's going to help you clarify it, define it, see it, understand it, and then apply it. Okay, so I think it's something that I wanted to share with you that you can look at so you can see the difference. And that's what this is all about, your awareness. Now, your awareness here is a cohort in this whole operation, because before you went through all of your transformational metamorphosis work, your awareness might have been slightly tainted or limited based on your previous perception. So what we've done through all of this work that we've done in terms of you purging and releasing and letting things go and changing and stepping into and stepping up into and rising and evolving and becoming and understanding your own personal power, understanding your own truth and what it is that you want to articulate, communicate, how you want to function in your new world that you own. Your pathway, your journey, your life, this little thing called your life, all depends upon how you connect to your own vulnerability link. Because vulnerability can create the most authentic, wonderful, raw, real, deep, meaningful, fulfilling types of relationships in your life, and how you connect even to plant life or animals, not just people, okay? And society and community, right? All of humanity. But also how you deal with this on a daily basis of the head and heart, mind and heart, soul and spirit, connection within yourself, so when you show up, you are addressing your vulnerability from this consciousness in how you perceive what that means. Now, we're going to address it in a way that I want to use like an analogy, so that'll help you kind of see it. So let me help you see it. Okay, your old vulnerability was contained in a box. We got rid of the box. The old vulnerability used to be controlled, because you had to micromanage everything. You had to be in charge, okay? And whether you were a leader or a manager, or whether you are a person who likes to create, initiate, invent, okay, in this box, your vulnerability only went so far, based on the walls or the box that you created. When we purged what wasn't serving you anymore, we kicked away the walls. We kicked away the containment. So now as you're mindful in your new higher elevated awareness consciousness, that the box parameters, those are things you created in your mind for protection, for deflection, for defense mechanisms, but once you heal the hurt and the pain, you don't need those walls anymore. because you understand it now, right? You've healed it. So there's no need for that. But as your human and your soul came into union, as we've discussed before, your new mindfulness of your vulnerability now is coming from a soul space, not the human-controlled one. So we're addressing vulnerability in this new capacity so you understand how limitless you are in terms of being real and raw with your truth, so you can have meaningful, more fulfilling ways of relating within your everyday life. So that's what we're going to do today. That sounds fun. Anyway, it was very timely for this to happen because, you want to start living your life in a better, healthier way, right? So might as well do it as soon as possible now that you've come into this consciousness and this awareness. The thing of it is before, you weren't blind to it, okay? You weren't blind. You just hadn't evolved up into it. So I don't want anybody kicking themselves, thinking, oh my God, how much time you wasted living that life, okay, in that space. No. You had to go through those human experiences in order for your soul to have deeper appreciation for what your human's been through, so you can rein it in and get it back on track to the kind of authentic life you need to be living, so you can live your best life, to be more fulfilled, to have greater joy, happiness in the larger realm of possibility and capacity, because you've removed the box, you've removed the containment, you've removed the limitations that kept you trapped. So today we're going to be addressing vulnerability in that way. So, 3 columns. Get ready. For those of you who are new, you're probably going, what are you talking about? We do exercises in a 3-column way. So that's what we're doing. Get a piece of paper, boom, boom, boom. Column 1, column 2, column 3. So if you want to pause the video, please go ahead and do so right now to go get ready. And we can return back to this exercise. But we're going to do 3 columns today. In the first column, we're going to be talking about your old perception of what vulnerability meant to you. And I want you to list as many ways as you can possibly think of. What did it mean to you, being vulnerable? Did it mean having a confidant? Did it mean sharing your journal? Did it mean, having deep discussion? What did it mean to you? Your old life, your old persona, your old way of being. What did it mean? Limiting your circle of what you'd share. But what did that kind of vulnerability mean? How did you experience it? Column 2. You know how this works. Column 2. We're going to go across. We're going to list all the ways that vulnerability changed as a result of being vulnerable. Did you get hurt? Were you betrayed? Was trust broken? What happened? What happened? Column 3. We're going to write in column 3. What came as the golden nugget of lessons learned from being authentic? And how much more free are you now living your life from this 3rd column? Now, as we look at column 1, column 2, column 3, and we're looking at this across the board, what we're seeing now is we're seeing how vulnerability the old way, and then what you were controlling, flowing, stopping, right? Column 2, walls, because of said betrayal, hurt, whatever, breach of trust. Column 3, how you're looking at the lessons learned. This is what you're taking forward with you. So if we're looking at what these lessons are that you've learned, that you're taking forward with you, you understand vulnerability from a new place. Now, as we're mindful of this, really higher consciousness, we're going to have a 4th column. But it's not going to be on the same piece of paper. It's going to be in journaling. Yeah, I know you don't want to journal. We're going to get you journaling. Column 4 is going to be a journal. that you're going to write out what this vulnerability does now in the lessons learned, and how that's aligning with your truth and who you are, and where you're taking this into communication, how you relate, how you connect, level of intimacy, depth, discussion, opening your heart, sharing, seeing, listening, speaking, connecting. We're going to be looking at it, everything we've learned from column 1, column 2, seeing, what we list in column 3 is the lessons. Column 4, where we're taking that, now that we know what your new perception is in terms of what vulnerability actually means to you. What does vulnerability mean to you now? And now that you are in your higher consciousness and know that that was something you created for yourself to actually learn these lessons. You created that world. You manifested that world to actually create the lessons so you can go, hey, there's a better quality of life I could be living with new vulnerability, but I had to go through this ugly stuff first to get to this place where I know that it's not real because I created it to experience it so that I can now move past it and through it and forward and onward and upward with it, because I know what it can do for me in a positive light, because the negativity doesn't have to exist, because now the lesson has become something that is wisdom that I can take with me now and use. Yeah. You can use it now for your own journey, your highest, greatest good. You can use it moving forward with the direction that you want to take your relating, how you want to connect. Because here's the thing, people, whether you are talking to, hierarchy in your family, grandparents, whatever, parents, or your bosses, or your professors at school, or somebody you hold higher that you've admired or whatever, or where you've learned lessons, okay? If you shrink yourself because you were vulnerable in your old box thing here, and you contained yourself in this box, your real connection, your authentic connection, your transparency of connection wasn't as real as it could have been had the box not even existed. That's not to say not to have boundaries. We keep our boundaries, okay? We do that. That's a human thing that we must do, not only because it's better, so that way you can understand what is appropriate versus not appropriate, but also seeing the difference between boundaries and vulnerability and what that means. Okay, what is the difference to you? Where is your marker? Where are you putting it? Where are you putting it? How you understand where that measurement is really controls how you navigate your next steps in your forward movement, onward movement, upward movement in your new life. And the kinds of relationships you want to have, the kinds of connections you want to have, the meaningfulness that you want to have, in the fulfillment that you want to have, with the kind of communication you want to have, and the healthy boundaries, and the open vulnerability to where you can experience it on a more authentic, real, deeper, meaningful level. That's why it's important to understand your link of vulnerability right now, now that you've transformed and you've evolved into this human soul merger, okay? Because how you used to deal with things isn't going to be working the same way as you go forward. So as you look at your columns, 1, 2, 3, and now your journal essay 4 of how you want to use the golden nuggets of wisdom that you learned from column 3 and the lessons you've learned, and how you relate that to columns 1 and columns 2 with what the vulnerability was and what the the hurt and the pain and the healing and the all of the overcoming column 2 was to make the wisdom happen in number 3, so you can actually say thank you column 2, column 1. I'm now moving with column 4, journal 4, because I've been through this cycle and I understand what that measurement is now. Now that I'm walking in my truth and I'm walking my authentic path and I'm walking my true journey of my life, that you don't need to be this marionette within your own life, controlled by the ideas and perceptions that you created within the parameters of that box. Because we let go of that, right? So the new navigation of your vulnerability, people, is really all about so you understand how you want to move forward with fulfillment. It's connected. It's connected. Fulfillment is connected to your purpose and your clarity of that purpose and your depth perception of the kind of fulfillment and intimacy you want to have in your communications of authenticity and transparency moving forward as you communicate in your brand new pathway of your life. So, work on columns 1 through 3. You're journaling in 4. And let me know how that's going. Let me know how you are seeing now what you created versus the wisdom you gathered from what you created and the lessons you've learned and from the experiences you overcame and healed, and how you're taking that forward. Share with me how you're taking that forward and what that means now. And for some of you who already are taking footsteps on that pathway, how different is your life looking now because you've done that? You've done that. It's special. You deserve it. You've earned it. And everybody deserves to have quality connection, quality communication, fulfillment and happiness and joy and realness within how they're relating. And with that, you can have a beautiful day for communicating in your everyday life. I'm Stacey Kumagai, your Linkologist, here to help you link your life. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Linkronicity, Blogspot.com, and go to Linkronicity.com for private coaching sessions. I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day linking to your brand new perception of vulnerability and taking that forward to live your very best life.